Hey guys, Balago here. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to use my latest mod manager called No Man's Mod Manager, and it's for No Man's Sky. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the Nexus Mods website and download the mod manager. The link will be in the description below. So once you download the file and open up the zip file, there will be two files listed. The first one's the executable, and the second one is a readme.txt, which I highly recommend taking a look at. So to install this executable, you simply just need to extract it to any folder you'd like. For this example, I'm going to create a new folder in my games directory here. We're going to call it No Man's Sky Mod Manager. There we go, and we're going to extract it. Now it's installed. So now we're going to open up the executable. Let's go ahead and give it a read for the terms of usage, and then press I agree. The first time you open it, you might get a update notification. I have pushed a few updates since the Nexus mods release, so if you do, just hit download. And now we're on the latest version. So if you notice on the top left corner in big letters, it says no mods installed. So that's a good indication that we're at the beginning of this tutorial and we need to go ahead and learn how to install mods. So before we even begin downloading mods, I want to direct our attention to the options panel here, the little gear in the top right corner. Inside of options, you have a couple different settings. The first one is your mod storage folder. This is where all of your mod files will be stored. And the second one is your actual game installation folder. So the game installation folder should have automatically been filled in by the manager. If for some reason it did not, you can go ahead and hit browse and you can select it yourself. Also make sure, if you are on the Steam version, that the Steam checkbox is checked below, and then when you make those changes, always press Save Changes at the bottom. One other note I'd like to make is that by default, I have it set to your Documents folder to store your mods. This is good if your game is installed on the same directory as your documents, so if they were both stored on the D drive, that would be great. But for this example, I have my games on drive F, but my documents on drive D. Now, the mod manager will work still. However, it will put it in what we call copy mode, which is a little bit different than the default mode. So normally, whenever you activate a mod, the mods are symlinked from the D drive to the game installation path. However, since the game is on F, Windows doesn't let you symlink from that location. So now your manager will have to be forced to go into copy mode, which will still work again. However, let's say you want to edit an INI file or edit a config file, and you make a change and you're in copy mode, you would have to deactivate the mod, edit the file, then reactivate it again just for it to take effect. Using the symlink mode, it will update on the fly, so no matter from which location you edit it, it's going to reflect the changes on both ends, which is a lot better, and I just highly recommend it. So we're going to go ahead for this situation is move the mod folder to the F drive so we can take advantage of the symlinking. So to do that, we're going to hit browse. I'm going to go into the F drive, go to games, and I'm going to make a new folder here. I'm going to call it No Man's Sky Mods Example, and then press OK. And then once everything is good to go, go ahead and press Save Changes, and now we are set up properly. So now that we have the manager set up correctly, let's go ahead and download our first mod. To start out, I'm going to start with my favorite one, the low flight mod. So once we download that, there will be a zip file with a couple different folders inside. So we're going to go ahead and navigate. I want the 2.0 hover, I want the normal speed, and inside of here will be a single PAK file. This is the mod. So to install this to your mod manager, it's pretty simple. You just bring the mod manager up and you drag and drop this PAK file into the dark square. Once you do that, it is now listed in that square and it's now installed. That was it. It's literally that easy. If you want to rename this, just simply double click on the mod and then you can name it. Now it's renamed. Now if you want to activate this mod, you simply check the checkbox and you hit launch game. This will bring up your game and it will load the mod. I'm going to go ahead and quit out because I don't want to do a let's play right now. If it lets me quit. There we go. So now let's go ahead and take a look at this mod. I'm going to open our mod folder to show you what's going on in the back end. So as you can see, the file name of the mod is listed in the mods example folder that I created. Inside of here is a game data folder, and inside of there is a PC banks folder, and inside of there is the mod file itself. So the reason why there is multiple folders before the file is because we want to always follow the actual file structure that is instructed for that mod. So for all PAK files, for them to work, they need to go into your game folder, their game data folder, PC banks folder for it to work. So you always want to follow those instructions when creating the file structure in your mod folder. So for example, if this mod required a file in your binaries folder, you would just create a new folder called binaries and put the file in there. Fortunately, when you do the drag and drop method, it's going to automatically create these folders for you, so you don't have to worry. But it is good to know the manual steps because there are a couple mods that you will have to do that for, and I'll show you that before we're done today. So if you go back now and actually look at our game folder and go to the game data PC banks, the mod is actually listed here. It looks like it's actually physically there, but indeed it's actually sim-linked. It's not really there. So it's actually a shortcut to the mod folder, which again, if this was an editable file, you could edit it here and it will update on both ends. So now if you want to deactivate this mod, for example, you uncheck it and hit launch game again. It disappeared from here and the game should launch. There we go. We don't want to play it, so quit that out. Alright, so now we're going to download another mod here. So let's go back to our mods folder so I can see what's going on in real time. So let's go ahead and download a new mod. Let's download the extender, the No Man's Extender mod. So here we go. So the No Man's Sky Extender mod. We're going to go to the files and download it. Now for this mod, there's quite a few different files here. Unfortunately with this one, we can't simply just drag and drop it, so we'll need to create this mod manually. So this is why it's good to know how to do it, because there will be examples such as this where you will be doing it manually. So let's first create a folder to name it. So we're going to call this a No Man's Sky Extender. We can put 1.1.1b just so we have an idea of which one we have installed. Now the normal installation instructions said that these three files need to go into your binaries folder. So create a new folder called binaries, and then drag and drop these three files in here. We don't need this folder because it's empty. There's no point of putting that there. So now that this mod has been installed in the right location, if we go back to our manager and hit reload, now we have the extender listed as well. So now if we activate the extender and launch game, it's going to load the launcher for the extender first to activate any mods you may have. Let's close that. Alright, so now that we have that installed, let's go ahead and install a mod for the extender, which I had pulled up, so let me go back to that one real quick. So this is an item stacking, another one I recommend that you download. So let's go to the files, download the resizer, continue with download because we already have that installed, and inside of here will be two files. So the first thing you're going to do is grab the DLL file, which is the actual mod, and drop it into your mod manager. Now that's installed, but we didn't get this INI file, this configuration file in there, so let's go ahead and right click on stack resize. This will open up the folder that it's in. It was put into the binaries NMSE folder, which is the correct path to put it. And then we're going to put the INI file in there with it. Now if we reload, the actual configuration file is now listed here. So you can edit it from here and change this, let's say, to 400, and then hit Save Settings. And now that will be changed. To activate this mod again, you just check it and hit Launch Game, and it will be put in the right location. So let's do that one more time. Quit the game And if we go back to our game installation folder and go to binaries and then the NMSE folder, it now has stack resize listed in here. So now this mod has been transferred. Again, it looks like it's really here, but it's not. So let me just show you what I mean by that. So if I open the mod folder and let's put these side by side, so we have the same files here. So let me say if I edit this file and I want to change this to 500, let's do that and save it. Again, I just did it from the mod folder. Now in my game folder, if I edit this, it's 500 here too. So everything that you change on one side is automatically going to be transferred to the other side because it's just a simple link between the two, which is why I highly recommend having your mods on the same drive as your actual game. So, I mean, this is pretty much it. So for every mod that you have, you can simply just drag and drop it. Or if it's a mod that you can't drag and drop, like the extender, just open your mod folder, create a new folder for the mod name. So let's say super cool mod, whatever, and then you basically from this point here, this blank page, follow the instructions for that mod. So if it says to go into X folder, create an X folder and put it in an X folder. Once you do that, you simply go back to your mod manager, reload it. That mod's going to show up there, and you can activate it by checking it and launching the game. So again, this is really simple. I hope that this covered everything that you need. If you want to uninstall this manager, which I do get a question on once in a while from people who want to uninstall this stuff, you simply just uncheck all here, make sure they're all unchecked, launch the game once, it will clear out all the mods, and then you can just delete this executable for your mod manager and you're done. There's nothing else you need to do. So again, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you'd like as well to get any future updates. And other than that, I hope you guys have a good one and enjoy your time out in No Man's Sky.